Guys, welcome back to my channel. Piers here from Propearthy. So my channel is all about business investing, property investing, a little bit of mindset around entrepreneurs. So I've been sharing a lot more information recently about, bounce back loan, business stuffs. Having said that, guys, there's about 80% of viewers who watch my video are actually not subscribed, but they're watching my videos every single day because I'm posting at the moment every single day. I'd really appreciate if you could hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification on so you will get notification when I put videos now. That as the lockdown's actually going, settling down a little bit, we must say, when I go out, I'll be viewing a lot of properties, I'll be doing a lot of day-to-day trade about service accommodation, and I would love to share that with you through this channel. So please make sure you hit that button. So I want to do just a sit-down video today and obviously talk to you. I've not done a sit-down video in a while, and what I wanted to do is I want to give you some of the information that I really believe that throughout the journey of my service accommodation. Now guys, I must say that when you look at from a business or even from an Airbnb business or any perspective, there's certain things I keep sharing, and that's generally you talk about people in the business, you talk about the branding and marketing in the business, you talk about the operational of the business, and eventually all of that combined gives you sales and financial for your business. Now, I've been in business about 6 years now, and I wanted to make sure that through this channel, not only people understand that, my core is property investing. So with that in mind, I wanted to share, some of the things I've seen, obviously in my journey of Airbnb service accommodation businesses. There's so many people out there, and obviously I truly believe that the model of the business is so attractive that there's so many people actually starting, especially in 2019. If you follow service accommodation or Airbnb business in UK, we've been massively, we've probably double our service accommodation unit through weeks in, weeks out, from working with landlords and working with letting agents and securing those deals. And I'm so much grateful for new entrepreneurs coming on board and actually delivering this kind of taking their levels and taking their dreams into actually implementing them as well. So it's great to see that. However, there is a risk that obviously now we come down to 2020 and there was a certain market hold. We don't call it a crash, but there was a hold, and in that we could I mean, you've probably seen it as well, everything stopped. Now the hospitality business of service accommodation stopped. Now where the biggest challenge a lot of service accommodation owners were facing was generally Airbnb would still be open, or booking.com. They're the two kind of the biggest platform, and they would attract you a lot more sales, but they both actually shut down. What that means is all the properties that were live, they completely shut down, right? So there was no, for service accommodation owner, now you sat down in a unit pretty much empty, attracting no clients, purely because of the third thing that I'm going to show you today, which is it's a marketer's business. Now, an Airbnb business or service accommodation business, and that's the risk. If you're not a marketer and you don't know exactly what how you're implementing online, even using Airbnb and booking.com is to make sure. I've obviously through my journey now, I've literally spoken to quite a few people actually recently with my Better Than Hotel website. Now I will leave the link down below, so if you want to check, it's just pretty much a directory for service accommodation owners, so Airbnb businesses or service accommodation owners who have got 1, 2, 3 units, they just put their properties there. Now I will do a completely different video about it to explain you what it involves and what the betterthanhotel.co.uk offers. But just going back, and that's where I was thinking. I looked at social media because there's a massive following of myself on social media about Airbnb and service accommodation business, and a lot of people were sat there thinking, well, what's next for them? Because all the travel agents are completely shut, or the calendar's shut, so they can't actually serve customers. And the other side, there are key workers who would still love to give you some. I mean, there's different ways of working around it, but there was people who were quite happy to pay the achieved rent and some kind of bills to pretty much cover your bills, and they would happily pay that on a nightly rate to stay in one of your accommodation. Now it could be NHS staff, we had key workers, or family isolation. There was so many things happening, and that was crucial because those people would have found you online as Airbnb and obviously Booking.com or any other platform, but they couldn't because your marketing was in place. Now, I mean by service accommodation owners actually didn't put their units into different areas where people were actually looking at it. Now let's forward back into, I think it's about 4 weeks ago now, I knew this was going to happen, so I've worked with SA community so much now. I've keep giving back to SA community. So what I did was I created a free training. Now that free training involved of just 7 platforms that you could register as a service accommodation owner. So if you haven't started service accommodation business, you could still go and actually do that free training, because it will allow you to understand that if an Airbnb platform shuts, or tomorrow if Booking.com shuts again, what are the platforms that you need to be creative with to still attract business to your service accommodation units and properties. So guys, it was quite, I think it drained me out. It took me about a day to actually put it all together. I was doing some video shares. I was exactly shown step by step on, some of the details on how you can register, or not only registering, I was shown how you can actually make the best out of your listing, because at the end of the day, when the market crashes, everyone's trying to jump into, trying to sell their units, and you've got to work around how actually can you be better in your property listing so that people can actually book with you rather than your competition. So I was very lucky. I managed to, I think 7 or 8 property listings as in platforms were advertised through that free training. So there was so many people reached out to me who, I think there was over 100 downloads. Many of them actually implemented step-by-step process and achieved exactly that kind of the presence that they require. Now guys, this is going back into service accommodation business, or an Airbnb business is a marketer's business. Now the biggest reality is, when I speak to, again, a lot of my one-to-one clients, I've always said them, what is your biggest challenge at the moment? And they keep saying the same thing, because actually we're not attracting long-term direct bookings, because they would be the best kind of clients for your properties, because once you have a customer or a company who actually books the whole property for, let's say, 12 weeks, or even some of them can go up to a few months, they are your best customers, because they know your property, they love the stay, you have very less management hassle. But being a marketer's business means you then actually start thinking about how do you attract those kind of clients, and that's probably the most important part I want to share in today's video. That is probably the biggest risk that everyone's going to take, especially the service accommodation owners or Airbnb owners who started in 2019. There's a huge influx of stock, which means the competition was here before, now it's there. And how do you actually go there to make sure that you are being booked? Now, with that all being said, if you're looking to start Airbnb business or service accommodation business in 2020, please do not start it on the way a lot of people have started it in 2019. And purely because obviously we've seen after the market crash, there was so many people actually A, struggling, we know that, B, they were giving their properties back, and also that the third thing I was very surprised is, obviously as a business, a lot of, if we look at very successful businesses, they have a marketing team working for them to, to be creative, to be delivering new stuff to their clients, to be in touch with their clients, to speak to their clients all the time. And that is missing from a service accommodation owner, because sometimes it could be a one-man journey, because you're effectively running your own business, you're trying to speak to your clients, you're trying to manage your cleaners, you've got so many suppliers, and there's so many other things as a person that you've got to deliver. But a lot of service accommodation owner absolutely rely on OTAs, and this is where, please do not, again I say that, start a service accommodation or Airbnb business not understanding the full marketing side of Airbnb business, because if you do that, then eventually again it will come to a position where, if again the market crashes and online travel agents or any other platform that you rely on actually stop trading or block your calendar, you will come back to the same situation. And hence, if you start working with some marketing companies, or actually you create your own mindset of learning about marketing for Airbnb and and service accommodation business, you will be in a lot more better position. Now, a lot of my clients, my one-to-one clients, has absolutely enjoyed this process, because when I first work with them, I give them that understanding that, you know, service accommodation can be challenging, where if you cannot, you know, achieve the best results through your marketing, because if you don't show, and I show that in my, you know, on my one-to-one program, I give them the idea of how to start and give them the idea of the details of marketing and the branding side of, you know, I mean, the week 2, we start that in a week 2 for somebody who's completely new to their service accommodation business. Well, this says a lot. Just before the lockdown, literally a week before Airbnb and Booking.com closing, one of my consulting client, who's got, I think he's got a portfolio of about 7 properties, jumped into my branding and marketing. We worked so well in the first 2-3 weeks that he literally managed to smash over £5,000 in sales. I've done a video about it. There's a client review video that it's in my channel, and he absolutely smashed that sales within such a short period. Now, he didn't have to worry after that calendar was blocked. So he didn't really care, because even though, you know, not all of his apartments were completely fully booked, but actually by making that £5,000, he then went and said, Piers, actually now I'm looking to break even straight away, not worrying about now I might not be able to pay the bills. So it was a great position to be. And guys, this is exactly where I go back to the topic of the video, which is, remember, it's a marketer's business, and Airbnb or service accommodation, because it's purely based on online trading, and you're showing you know, you're presenting online, your listings are your salespeople, because the better your listings are, the better returns you're going to get, and the better clients are actually going to book with you, and you're going to get some quality clients booking your Airbnb listing and your service accommodation property. Recently, I've been very fortunate, again, you know, with this happening, with my social media presence, I've now been working with 5 different consulting clients of mine who are service accommodation owners, started it last year or just before last year, wanted to create a strong brand presence and a brand builder, and eventually now they're working with me. We're going through week 1, week 2, it's a 4 weeks process, and you know, they really get to see what a service accommodation business is from a branding and marketing perspective. And this is where my clients are, you know, I've done several videos on this channel about how much they're making. Not only that, you know, for me, clients reviews is not about how much they actually make. It's about, I've shared in my videos as well, it's, you know, if you look at Airbnb, from people having minus kind of views on their actual back end of Airbnb to now a positive, and they're market leaders on their views. So service accommodation, if people go into their Airbnb, there's a lot of people are actually clicking their listing, they're above the market, the occupancy rate is above the market. So I love that. You know, Google My Business, another thing I really shout about, and some of my clients are, you know, absolutely incredibly achieving great results. Now I can, again, if you watch one of the video I've shared, so this is where the important part is, I like working with service accommodation owners who are really passionate about growing their part of their, you know, their branding and marketing, because eventually that's what's really gonna push you over to another few years of running successful service accommodation and Airbnb business. We're coming towards the end of the video, but I wanted to share, you know, all of these clients that I've worked with in the last few weeks are now gonna absolutely cherish their service accommodation business in the next few years to come, because they now really understand how they can, you know, beat the competition, really know that they've now been given a marketer's mind. And that's all it is. That's all I do in working with, you know, this one-to-one consulting clients. I give them an opportunity of what I've implemented in my business over the last few years to really take that and implement that in pretty much 4 weeks to get them the results. And not only that, they can start cherishing that with every properties they add into their portfolio, and build a company, build a brand for future of service accommodation of their business. Well guys, like I said, thank you so much for watching this video. I would absolutely appreciate if you could hit the subscribe button, because more than 80% of people who are watching my video, now thank you so much if you've already done it, but over 80% of people who watch my videos haven't subscribed to my channel. So I'll really appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. I will bring loads of videos outside as well, which is going to be loads of property viewings, places that I go to, which gives you an opportunity of seeing how I think as a business person, the mindset, the opportunities, kind of the daily vlogs. So please make sure, and you will be updated with all this through my channel. As we finish this video, I want you to do one thing. Please make sure you comment down below, how long have you been running your service accommodation business, or are you looking to start service accommodation business? I'd love to know how this has helped. This video has given you information or even helped you understand how I think about service accommodation business, or how, you know, many of my clients are now successfully thinking about the marketing side of service accommodation business. And out of these 3 things I've always mentioned about service accommodation business, property investing, you know, hospitality business, now today you've probably heard it for the first time, being marketer's business. What was the reason that you actually started your service accommodation business, or why are you thinking about starting your service accommodation business? So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure you comment down below, and I will be back with another video soon.